And it's just like, well, comics will talk to me if I give them a microphone and record it.
Yeah.
And now it's become more of a catalog of Chicago comics and getting to know them on a deeper level. Like, I feel like most of the mics or the podcasts you see, or when you talk to comics at mics, you're not getting like who they are, why they're in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that sums it up really.
Okay.
Okay, and you are from the South,
Yeah.
and you moved here a few years ago.
Well, I moved here 6 years ago,
Okay,
but then
the pandemic.
no, I had moved to New York, and
I can't picture you in New York.
yeah, I did not like it.
Was it too fast or?
Nah, it's very expensive.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
You picked New York cause of comedy, I assume?
It was weird the way that happened. Was I had an uncle who lived out in Long Island,
Yeah.
which I just assumed was New York.
I don't know shit about New York. Is that not?
Well, I didn't realize that until I got there.
Yeah.
Because this uncle had told me, it was like, if you ever really want to pursue this, you can like live at my house for free. And so I took him up on the offer.
Yeah.
And then I got to Long Island, and I was like, oh, this was a big fucking mistake.
What was wrong with it?
It's so far from the city.
All right, let's see, what's the equivalent of Chicago? If you moved like Aurora?
I don't know, like fucking Gurney maybe.
Okay, so
It's a ways.
So what did you do?
Well, I got there and I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to get a job and be able to move to the city.
You moved there without having a job in plan?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
This shit was all on a whim, like literally on a whim.
What state are you from?
Georgia.
Georgia. So you started doing comedy in Georgia for how long?
2 years.
And then just what happened? Like, what was the thing that was like, let me just go do this?
When I was in Georgia, like one of the clubs there's only one comedy club in Savannah. And so a couple of times, like people that came up to me and told me they thought I would do really well in Chicago. They were from Chicago, and they're like, we watch comedy shows all the time. Your sense of humor would work real well in Chicago.
Yeah.
And so I just said, because my friends in Savannah were moving up to Atlanta to do stand-up. I was like, well, fuck it. Everybody's moving to Atlanta. I'm going to go to Chicago.
Okay.
And then I was here for a couple of years, and then, that uncle told me that thing, and
so
I was
the uncle's fault.
Yeah.
Is he gonna listen to this?
Huh?
Is he gonna listen to this?
I could tell him. Yeah.
All right, I won't say anything negative about him. I don't know what he's about.
Oh no, he's all right. He just
he just was trying to help.
Yeah, I think he was trying to help, but yeah, like a train pass from Long Island to New York to the city a month is like $400.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, oh shit. I thought I could come here, like really not work that much and just try to pursue
comedy.
It's just it was just such a dumb.
I mean, I think part of that what's it called? Do you want to put the mic stand? I brought that shit for you, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think part of what makes comics is that impulsive nature.
Yeah.
So I think I'm glad that you came back. I'm glad that you didn't just stay in Long Island.
Yeah. No, I honestly I would have moved immediately, like right back to Chicago, but I don't know. I think some sort of pride thing. I was just like, nah, I ain't going back in 2 months. You know. Like
I know the pride game. You need help with that?
I think I got it now.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I get you. I definitely, I mean, I don't have no desire to move back to my hometown, but if I did, it'd be the most embarrassing. Cause
where are you from?
I'm from Riverside, California. Like,
that's right.
Not
yeah.
LA.
Yeah.
Was I just like, fuck Riverside. I ain't never coming back. If I came back, it would be the most embarrassing.
Right.
Jesus Christ. So I get the feeling of the pride stuff.
Yeah.
But I do love Chicago.
Well, yeah, I was a little weird about Chicago when I first moved here. I ain't never really been to a big city. Like,
How did it treat you when you first got here?
man, literally did nothing but open mics. Like, never had a show, never had nothing. And I was working a night shift for a Target.
Jesus.
Yeah, yeah. I moved the first time because I wasn't even really that happy here.
Mm.
And then once I got to New York, I was like, oh, no, I like Chicago way more than I thought I did.
Yeah. What is it about? I haven't been to New York yet. I do want to go, but what is it about Chicago? Because I love it here too, and I don't know why. I don't know what the magic is here.
Something like, it's such a big city, but it does have like a, I don't know, like a neighborhood feel to it. I don't know.
I think that Midwest
Yeah.
influence
Yeah.
seeps in a little bit.
And I will say, like, because I can't imagine ever, like, living out in, like, the country or which I love going out to the country and going out to, like, suburbs and shit. I like the quiet for a little while, but 3 days. And then after about 3 days, then I'm like, I need to go back to the city. Like,
There's something eerie
yeah.
about the country. I get you. Did you know Brandon Kiefer when you moved out here?
I had already known before I ever met him that I wanted to move to Chicago.
He had already moved?
He had been here for a couple years before I ever met him. And then when I met him, which was down in Georgia, just so happened he lived in Chicago. And yeah, that shit all kind of just random message from him one day. Hey, I got a roommate moving out. You told me you wanted to live in Chicago. Do you want to move in here? I was like, yeah.
I can't wait to get Brandon on here. I've been waiting to get better at the skill because he was the first guy who like talked to me. I don't know if you remember. I think it might have been my second night here. I ended up in the car with you guys, and then my girlfriend at the time locked herself out of the apartment. We went to what is that?
I think I do kind of remember this. Yeah.
What was it? I think Ed runs the room. It's everyone heckles you, and it's crazy.
Oh, like trigger warning?
Trigger warning.
Okay.
I was at trigger warning, waiting, fucking antsy as fuck, and then my girlfriend called me and was like, I locked myself out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do kind of remember this.
Yeah, I definitely want to get him out here. But I know Atlanta's solid, right, as a comedy scene. What was Savannah like?
It was small, but I mean, honestly, it was pretty good. Like,
really?
Yeah, it was probably only maybe like 12 to 15 of us who like did it regularly. But out of that 12, 5, 6 of them were like really like solid like still doing it now. Like, and so yeah, once I was doing it there, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of, I like this shit. Like, these are like, some of them was telling jokes that I'd be like, man, like this shit could be on TV. Like this ain't, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
And then pretty much everybody but one of them has moved. Everyone moved to Atlanta, and I left and went.
Is the Atlanta scene good? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know because we have the whole L.A. New York. Everyone has this like idea that those are the only two places you can go.
That's what it was like that's what I perceived it to be when I started. I think for most people now it ain't like that no more.
Yeah,
like,
especially post COVID.
Yeah, people go to Austin, Denver, like.
Yeah.
I don't know. You ain't really. Shit, there was good comedians in Jacksonville, Florida. Like, I mean, it was like, there's good comedians everywhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I guess it's just a perception thing and a history thing. Hollywood and like the Big Apple bullshit.
Well, a lot of it is just like, can you be funny away from there? You know, like as funny as some people are, like let's just say, I don't know, Jacksonville, like shit, we went to Tallahassee before, and there was a couple comics that I was like, bro, this dude is like killing right now.
Yeah.
But can he kill outside of Tallahassee?
Right.
So
He's
there's
like locked in that vibe.
maybe, I don't know what it is, but a lot of people can't really leave. Shit, there's a lot of people in Chicago who can't leave Chicago and be funny.
That's a nightmare to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been trying to go out. Do you hit the road at all?
Not really, no.
I've been trying to go out to Wisconsin, Indiana, because they're the
Right.
closest. And I think you would crush in both of those spaces.
No, I've done, I do well, like,
The times you go.
yeah.
Yeah. You've always had this, I mean, you have it now, this calm ease about you that I'm sure you're already very aware of.
Yeah.
I actually remember, obviously I didn't told you about this. I remember the first time I remembered you.
Yeah.
It was in Taylor Street Tap. And I want to say I had been here maybe a few days or a week or something like that. And I was in my head. I don't know if this happened to you when you first moved out here, but I was in my head because I was seeing a similarity of all the North. I can't speak on the South Side yet, but the North Side comics, there was this. What is the word? I don't know. Homogenization is the right word, but just a similarity in how they all worked. They got on the stage, they got out their notebook, they said joke. It's very repetitive almost. And I was in my head, I was like, oh, is that what I have to do? Do I have to learn how to do it this way? Am I wrong? And I remember you sauntered on stage. You didn't even you did your classic whatever. Where I need to ask you where that comes from, by the way. But you did your thing and you got on stage and you had this super slow. It was like it was like a reverse Boomhauer effect. Just so slow and smooth, and everyone got quiet and listened. And when I saw you do that, you were the most unique person I had seen in Chicago at that point. And I was like, oh, okay, I can still just be me. Like you made it click for me. Like, okay, I don't have to copy what everyone else is doing. And I very much have always admired that about you, actually.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, that slow delivery just came from, I don't know. Honestly, it was like when I first started, I was kind of like just very regular, like comedian, like set up punchline, like, and wasn't good either. Like, I mean, and then I had one joke about being good looking and also being good at comedy. And it was a very long, like, drawn out story. And then the punchline hit, and it was the best I had ever done on stage. And I was like, and it was an older dude. Matter of fact, he's the one who stayed in Savannah. Dude named Raph Nasty.
Yeah. Wait, what was Raph Nasty's style? What was
Dude, he looks homeless. And he screams into the microphone. But he has very clever jokes, too.
Yeah.
And he came up to... He was kind of like... I guess you would consider him like the godfather of Savannah comedy. Like he was like... Because he runs like karaoke shows and stuff. And so he was always the dude that would give advice to people, or he was just somebody that we looked up to, because he was super nice, but he was very honest too. And after I did that like long, like drawn out story with the punchline at the end, he came up to me and he was just like, "That's what you do from now on. Like that works," and that's what I did.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Raph Nasty.
Raph Nasty. How long has it been since you've seen him?
Basically every time I go back to Georgia, I always have him like feature for me and stuff, and yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Raph Nasty, dog. That's something you don't get. Oh no, you get in the city. Just these weird characters when you go to Mike's.
Oh, he's something else, man. Because on top of him, he's a pretty good comedian. Like, and he holds a big spoon while he's on stage. Like, he has some like mental like issues, but his jokes are funny, and also an amazing singer too.
Get the really?
Yeah.
What, like R&B or some shit?
He can sing anything.
Does he incorporate it into the comedy?
No, not at all. I just seen him sing at karaoke. Like literally have people out on the floor like crying as he sings like
Raff Nasty?
Yeah.
How do you R-A-F-F?
As W-R-A or nah, it's R-A-T-H and then nasty.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look this dude up on
Yeah.
YouTube or something.
Well, he doesn't like being called by his given name.
So he won't say it?
It's, well, who cares? It's Dave Roberson is his name.
Yeah, that doesn't give the same vibe.
Nah, not as Raff Nasty.
That's fucking hilarious. He said he had mental issues, but
he's not like, I don't know. He's just like a grown man who he lives like in his mother's attic and stuff.
Okay, so he's reached his limits of what he'll probably achieve.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Which is there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, he would tell stories. I guess he's from Oklahoma. And he said he tried doing stand-up when he was like 18, 19 years old. And he said the comics were just like so fucking mean to him that like everybody hated him, that he quit for like 20 years. And
Jesus.
then,
why would they mean to him? Just because he was weird?
oh, maybe he wasn't good, but most people when they're 18, 19 ain't good.
Yeah, that's fair. Unless you're like Eddie Murphy, like you're really.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was speaking of that, like the building the community. I'm finally getting there. When I can't wait to talk to Brandon on this thing, but
He knows Raph.
Oh yeah.
He knows Raph very well.
I'm gonna have to ask him about Raph
Yeah.
when I eventually do this with him. But one of the things he was saying to me was when I first got out here was like, remember, it's gonna take time to really make friends. And I'm just now, maybe a couple of months, I'm starting to feel like, oh, I'm building my little group of people. And I guess you could describe it as a clique. I don't know. That feels like it has a negative connotation.
Nah, that shit happens.
Yeah. You just, it feels good to, you're welcome to smoke in here if you want.
Oh.
Word. Yeah. In fact, I'll get you an ash thing. Until you're gonna have to talk because it'll be dead air.
No, I can. That's all good. Do you edit this at all, or it just goes straight? Nah, hey, that's my type of podcast.
I don't edit it. I don't like. I mean, if I've had people.
For anyone listening, he said, "I'll get you something to ash in," and then he just brought out a very nice plate for me.
I'll wash it. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
You get the. I'm living the bachelor lifestyle.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I used to sleep on one of those. The whole time I lived in New York, I slept on one of those.
Mattress on the floor. Man.
Yeah.
There's something I'm almost proud
Wait,
of
is
it.
that a blow up?
No, that's
okay.
a regular mattress. So I've upgraded beyond the blow up.
Nah, I had a blow up for a while.
in New York?
Yeah. And that's not a good way to live. There was a girl I was seeing who had like a really nice dog.
Yeah.
And she came over to my place, and we got on the blow-up mattress, and she called for the dog to get up on the bed, and I swear to God, the dog looked at my bed and, like, scoffed at it. It just goes, and it just, like, walked off.
Went back to his dog bed, his fancy, nice dog bed.
Yeah, I just looked, I was like, did he just scoff at my bed? Like,
that's fucking hilarious, dude. Like... the lighter, right? Oh, you got a lighter. That's the part of comedy that I think people really don't understand. The grunge of it, the punk rock of it. Like, it's there's a weird. I wouldn't describe this as squalor by any stretch.
No, this is fine.
I've had people in my apartment who live far above my means, who come into my space and they're like, "Oh, you live like that? You don't have the doorman? Make sure that people the buzzer doesn't work? Like, how do you?" And it's like there's something nice about living a simple life, you know.
Nah, I lived in when I was doing comedy in Georgia, I lived in a suburb, like right outside of Savannah. And like I had like, I mean, it wasn't a nice house, but it was a decent little house. Like I was living like a regular ass life. And I like that too. But, yeah, there is something to living like this that, I don't know, it'd be hard to not anymore. Like to have to worry about your lawn and,
I can't imagine.
yeah.
Or like an HOA.
You need new shingles on the roof. Like I'm like, God damn, that seems like a lot of work. Man.
Yeah.
Like,
You get fined if you leave Christmas lights up. Like,
right.
Fuck that. I just want to like. There's a freedom in that, and you going into your guys' house before it's now. Is it demolished?
Not yet.
Okay.
Nah, I just went there to get like the last of our stuff.
Yeah.
Was not last week, but the week before, and I did not consider that like it was a dump now.
Yeah.
And so I'm like in the house and there's like a couple more things for me to grab, and I'm like hearing all this rustling and shit around. I'm like, is somebody fucking here? Then I just look like, whatever, to the left, and there's like 3 rats just running around, like, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, this place is a fucking dump now. Like
it's really about to be demolished. Y'all, were we allowed to talk about the dope show? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was what an idea.
He's done that before. We
Yeah.
we lived the first time I lived in Chicago, we lived at a place in Humboldt. And yeah, he just kind of like set up chairs on like the whole living room, and people went and like basically go do a line of cocaine and then come up on stage and try to tell their jokes and stuff.
I don't know. See, I think I have a line that I can't match, like you and Brandon and Ravon. Like you guys take that shit to a level that I cannot. What I mean, I saw.
What, like getting fucked up?
Yeah. I smoke weed.
Yeah.
I drink and I take mushrooms on occasion for like spiritual reasons. But I can't. I've done cocaine once. I was in like a Denny's parking lot.
Yeah.
And then I sat in a booth, sweaty and uncomfortable.
Right.
It doesn't fit me.
There's some drugs that don't hit me right.
Yeah.
Like,
What's your like? You have to get rid of all the drugs but one. What's your one?
honestly, of anything, I would probably keep, which I don't even do it that often, but Adderall is the one that I like a lot. I like uppers.
That's like the opposite of your personality.
Exactly.
Okay. Does it actually bring you up, or does it make you even lower? Because I know that's a thing.
It just gives me crazy energy.
Okay.
And I have a hard time manufacturing energy. I think, yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I think I have the opposite of, like, even in this podcast. So what I mean when okay, Aaron, slow down, get your brain together. My shit goes all over the place, dude. It's really frustrating. But one of the reasons I wanted to wait for Brandon is I wanted to get better at this.
He's all about ketamine now. Yeah, that's all he talks about.
How long has that been going on?
Man, that started a couple months ago, and I fuck with it too. Like I like it, but he is all about it.
Is it a hallucinogen, right?
No, it's like it's hard to describe, but I don't know. Yeah, we'll like after mics and stuff, we'll just like take a couple lines of ketamine and just walk down the 606 and I don't know. You're not fucked up when you're on it. You're just like fine.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch a YouTube video about it.
Yeah. Honestly, you just feel like, cause I'll take it and then I'm like, all right, I don't feel like drinking no more. Like, and
okay. Do you have a plan? What's your plan for comedy? Like, what's your goal?
Man, I don't know. I thought I'd be famous by now, but
how long you been doing this shit?
Started when I was 27 and I turned 37 next year. So
37?
Yeah.
Why do you look young old? You got a Brad Pitt thing going on right now.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think a lot of it is how much time I've hung out around black people. Like I
just
think
rubbed
I'm starting to age like them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? The South, y'all got.
Oh yeah. People I work with, like they'd tell me that they were like 38, and I'm like, what?
Right.
Like this was back when I was like 22, and I'm like, I thought you were my age. Like,
There's something about it. I don't know.
yeah.
But so you've been doing it about 10 years then?
Mm-hmm.
And right now, I mean, you thought you'd be famous right now, but what is the, I guess, I don't know.
I never really had a plan. Like when I started, like I don't know, like that was back when Mark Maron's podcast was really like popular. And so like you just heard comedians who were just doing a set one night and somebody saw them and signed them and brought them, and I thought that was what was going to happen for me. That shit don't really work like that no more.
Yeah, he was talking about the 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Where people trying to get sitcoms and shit.
Right. Yeah, it was just all about if the right manager or agent saw you or a comedian saw you. And that's what I thought. Because, yeah, like I think I was doing stand-up for like 3-4 months. I got to open up for like David Spade in Savannah. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna be famous. Like I was like, I'm already opening for David Spade. Like, and then yeah, it just didn't happen.
So I guess now it's a matter of pivoting because it's a different world now with the internet.
It's so different.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anybody who's just gonna see you.
no.
And it's like,
In a weird way, I mean, I prefer
you have to do it yourself.
right. Do you know Andrew Schultz?
I mean, I don't know him. I know
You know of Andrew Schultz. I like his approach. I like his like just be really funny, put out content, be yourself, and don't stop.
Yeah, I've always kind of been against the content thing. Like
Okay.
Yeah, like just putting out content after.
Why?
Laziness is one. And I don't know, like I'm still like in my mind thinking like, nah, when I put out something, it's gonna be good. Like, I don't know. There definitely is like you can make people remember you by just constantly like putting your name into their ear. You know what I mean? Like, but I just was never gonna be like that. I'd rather. I mean, I do want to film something, like, probably within the next year and just see what happens.
Film like your stand-up?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think you'll film at?
I mean, honestly, there's so many cool little rooms around here. Like, I would like to do it in, like, you know.
Lincoln Lodge seems to be.
Well, yeah, I probably won't do it there because everybody is.
Right.
But that's fine, too. Like, Lincoln Lodge has like those nice little.
There's little spaces for that. I in talking with Courtney, she was telling me about her desires of like documentary filmmaking and stuff.
Yeah, she's done that before.
Yeah, she was telling me about it, and I find that type of stuff amazing. Like I need to bother her about it again too. Actually, I want to see her films. I want to see. I like watching creative people make creative shit, and I know if you film something, it would be, especially if it was like clean and crisp and professional, it would be really good. I guess I don't know how the process of that works though.
Well, me neither. Which I mean, I'm glad like now that me and her are like, now that we're together, I can see like she can help me with that side of it because. I see myself, like, clips that I've seen of myself. Like, I know that I do well in the room, but when I watch clips of myself, I'm like, this isn't good. Like, this is, like...
What is about it that feels different?
Well, the way everybody kind of, like, likes the way that I can go, like, a couple minutes without anyone laughing.
Please keep going. Elaborate on that. I'm curious.
It's cool in the room, but when you watch a clip of that, who the fuck is gonna watch like 2 minutes of someone they've never heard of, just not be funny for 2 minutes.
That's fair.
Yeah.
There's an energy. There's a live energy to the way you work specifically.
Yeah, I'm very confident about what I do, like when I'm in the room. But when I've watched it on video, I'm like, this sucks. Like, this is not worth putting out.
Do you hit the South Side often?
Nah,
Dude,
it's just too far. I mean, really.
there's a mic. It's right by Taylor Street Tap.
Yeah.
Do you know Bar 10? No. I'm gonna bother you about this. It's every Wednesday. Is run by this dude Leon Rogers, and
Okay.
it's an all black room for the most part. Every now and again, like I can't remember how to say his name. Donovic. Doesn't matter. Predominantly black room, which I think you'll be fine with because you're from Georgia.
Yeah.
And real audience. It's considered an open mic, but it's a show.
Oh yeah, no. Most of the times I've gone to the South Side, like the open mics are like a show.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think I can just see you really hitting in a spot like that.
Oh yeah.
And it wouldn't be too. It's right by Taylor Street, so I'll give you the info later.
All right. Yeah. Let me know.
But I guess I kind of wonder what makes you tick. You're a mysterious guy.
I'm pretty fucking simple. It's crazy. Like,
do people perceive you as mysterious? How have you always been?
I don't know. I think, yeah, maybe when you're tall and you have tattoos, like,
Yeah.
but nah, I watch a lot of sports. Like, my job up until recently was I drove a forklift my whole life. Like,
Really?
yeah.
So you just maybe I just overthink. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe I just superimpose a lot more information.
No, it's cool that people like. I don't know. A lot of people think I'm smart.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Do you not think you're smart?
Nah,
Why not?
I mean, I'm smart enough to get by, but yeah, I don't really know that much.
When you say okay, all right, I think there's different types of smart. Like there's college book smarty. I don't get the vibe you're college book smarty. Like even if you had all the money in the world to go to college, I can't imagine you'd want to be in that space.
I went to college
Really?
for 4 years.
How did that go?
Man, I think I've had enough credits to become a sophomore.
Good for you.
Yeah.
After 4 years?
Yeah.
What happened? What were you doing?
Man, I went to college on a basketball scholarship.
I can see that.
And then, man, if it hadn't been for that, I would have never went.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know. I just didn't.
You didn't even want to go to college. It was just like what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, I mean, my parents weren't like, you have to go to college, but it was like, it's a scholarship, so
Might as well.
might as well.
Do your parents like that you do stand up? You still close to them?
Yeah.
They like that you do stand up?
Mm-hmm.
That's good for you.
Yeah.
What happened when you told them you were moving to Chicago?
They were,
They were just like, yeah.
yeah. My mom is definitely like, she, definitely like crazy supportive.
Yeah.
Like now I appreciate it. In the beginning, I was just like, wait, you're not like mad? like,
Yeah.
and then my dad was he thought it was just more of like a hobby. And then after he saw like,
You opening for David Spade?
yeah, that was definitely one. He's like, wait, what? And then I had a few shows in Savannah where, it was like, 50, 60 people came out to see me and stuff. And he was like, oh, you're like really like a comedian now. And I was like, I guess. I don't know.
That's awesome.
And then he liked it after that.
Right. Do they know about your new love, Courtney?
Uh-huh.
That's beautiful. And how are they? That's all good too. Family all good.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Were you a relationship guy prior to this?
Man, I after I moved, I didn't have a girlfriend the whole time after I moved from Georgia. So like 6-7 years, no girlfriend.
Yeah.
No. Man, during pandemic, I was like a straight up incel.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You were just like in your room, not doing nothing. How was quarantine for you? Was it?
I kind of, because the whole time I was living in New York, like I was basically just doing stand up on Saturday and Sunday because I worked nights all through the week. So I didn't even feel like I was a part of like comedy. I genuinely was starting to feel like, holy shit, I moved to New York to work in a warehouse.
Right. So you were in New York during the pandemic? Mm-hmm. Fuck. Okay. So you were just completely disconnected from everything.
Well, it was like a solid year of just everything being regular.
Yeah.
And then when pandemic hit and no one was doing stand up, I kind of was like, all right, hell yeah. All y'all, now none of y'all ain't doing shit. And now I don't feel bad about the fact that I ain't doing shit. Like,
yeah, I get you.
And so I actually, the first 3-4 months of pandemic, I like enjoyed it. Like,
yeah. I know what you mean. Do you remember the moment it got real? I call it Tiger King quarantine. When it got real quiet, there was no cars. Nothing was happening. There was no sports, no cars.
Yeah.
George Floyd hadn't been killed yet, so there wasn't protest.
Oh yeah.
It was just.
It was a weird little moment. Yeah. And luckily, because the first couple living experiences I had in New York were fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then luckily during pandemic, I was living with a couple, and it was just like random people. Like I had never met them before, but I actually got along with them. So we all kind of had quarantine together. And one of the dudes was getting really into chess. And so I swear to God, we played, I bet you, 1,000 hours of chess, like during quarantine.
Really? So you like a chess master now?
Man, I was getting good there for a second. There was one dude who was like ranked online, Egyptian dude named Youssef, and he was crazy good at chess.
Yeah.
And I would say 1 out of every 10 games, I'd beat him. And he'd get so fucking pissed off. It was so funny to watch this little Egyptian man just walking around like, what the fuck? Fuck! No, that's fucking bullshit! And I'm just laughing. Because I never gave a shit when he'd beat me. It was like, it was expected.
You're supposed to win.
Yeah.
Dummy.
Yeah. He'd go to his room, and I'm like, just pissed off Youssef.
I don't know. So y'all 3 people in a room? Or
well, there was 6 altogether, but there was like a upstairs and a basement.
That's still crazy.
Yeah.
That you guys were able to. No one fought each other?
Nah, there was one girl in the whole apartment, and she was from Georgia, but the country of Georgia.
Okay, that's the different thing.
That's way different.
Like she wouldn't like me very much type of different thing?
Ooh, nah. I don't think she was racist.
Oh, that's nice.
She was just a prude.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, like a Southern Belle type of...
No, the country of Georgia. She was Eastern European.
Oh, that I'm ignorant.
Yeah.
There's a country
called Georgia. Yeah.
I'm just now learning this.
Yeah,
I feel fucking stupid.
Uh-huh. It's like, I think it's... I don't know. It's like, say like close to Russia.
Weird. I didn't know that was a thing.
Uh-huh.
Oh, now I feel dumb.
But she had moved to New York as an aspiring actress.
How's that going for her?
Man, Jesus, she was bad.
Really?
Yeah. Like, cause she, like, all quarantine, she was still doing like Skypes with like her acting coach, which, one, ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like the guys I lived with, they weren't like dirty or anything, and she would just constantly complain about, oh, she saw a spot on the counter or something. It's just like,
yeah, I don't not that I don't get actors. Like, there's actors that are cool that I know that I like.
Yeah.
But I prefer to be around comedians than an actor.
Oh yeah, actors are they're fucking retards, man. Like I'm telling you, this is one thing you have to watch.
Okay.
Do you know the actor John Bernthal?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
He's a very good actor.
Very good actor.
He's great.
Yes.
But he does a podcast where he interviews actors.
He talked to Shia LaBeouf recently.
Yes, that's what you need to watch.
I haven't seen. I know Shia LaBeouf talked. Okay.
Man, you want to see two retards just gazing at each other and talking about God knows what.
Really?
None of it is just like two people who have clearly lost their mind. And they talk about how they used to abuse people and stuff. Like, this is supposed to be the place where you go and you just open up about your whole past and stuff. And
it sounds like, okay. It sounds like what I'm trying to do, but more.
Yeah, when I say it's two people who have no, like,
self-awareness?
Self-awareness, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna watch this.
It's so funny. It's
right.
Matter of fact, I already talked to Mac and Jason about me doing their podcast where we watch that interview and comment on the interview.
That would be have you done their podcast before?
Yeah, well, I did it when Mac first started it, but now it's kind of a new thing where him and Jason crack me up together. Like, them together, yeah.
They're an interesting group.
Yeah.
I see clips all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's one of the funniest things going in Chicago right now.
Their podcast?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And people, it's traction. People want to be on that shit.
Yeah. I think I've been on it like 2 or 3 times, but this was before he had Jason. It was before it was Mac and Jason.
Right. And it was a different vibe.
Yeah.
I did it once when it was another guy. I can't remember his name. It was Mac and
probably Ike.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I remember walking in. There was a big burly dude with a big old beard, and there was a machete next to him. And then I saw a bunch of empty bottles of Malort.
Yeah.
And then a handgun.
And then the gun. Yeah.
I was like, what did I just?
Nah. Yeah. The gun was. I think that was his first little, like, I don't know, prop for the show or something.
He's done this podcast too. He's a fascinating guy.
Who, Mac?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to dig into Nothingness. It was fascinating.
No, he's definitely like irony poisoned.
You said irony poisoned?
Yeah.
That's an interesting way to describe it.
Oh yeah, everything with him is ironic. Like, it's all like
it is all a joke.
He's gonna do nothing but puns. But that's great though. I mean, as far as doing a clip show podcast, like, yeah.
Yeah.
They was talking to that dude Dan Cass.
Yeah.
And they just kept asking him, like, where were you on January 6th?
He's doing wild shit.
Yeah.
So I gotta watch the podcast with John Bernthal and Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
And I will let you know when I do.
Yeah. At some point, Shia LaBeouf starts, like, regretting the times that he's hooked up with women and didn't tell them that he had cold sores.
There is a point, and is a point of oversharing.
Yeah.
It's like that wasn't necessary.
No, I mean, he was acting like he was, like, just putting out all his sins. And it's like, no matter what I did, it's time for y'all to forgive me. Like, and he talks about when he got arrested in Georgia, which was in Savannah. I was living there when that happened. Like, he got arrested in the middle of the street for punching a cop.
What? What happened to Shia LaBeouf? I just remember him from Even Stevens mostly.
I don't know. I guess he just got, like, he became, well, he was famous, and then there was, like, Transformers. He got wildly famous after Transformers.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of became So I think something you could probably do like in the 80s or 90s, but became like a drug user and an alcoholic and then was just wilding.
I feel like, I don't know about you, but I don't want, obviously you need a level of fame in stand-up, but I don't want to be Transformers ever. I would never want to be Transformers famous because it's too much pressure.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to like be able to live off of it. It's so simple.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's always the first mission, but I don't know. It's weird, like, when you work, like, a regular-ass job, like, going and driving a forklift, and that's a decent life, but then when you're there, you're like, you know what would be cool? If I was crazy rich and famous. Like,
that would seem a lot nicer.
Yeah.
Are you forklifting right now?
Well,
yeah.
No.
I don't know if we've said this, that your arm's broken.
Oh, yeah, my arm is broken.
Visually speaking, his arm's broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he looks like a basketball player from 1977.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But, yeah, so are you on disability now?
I'm going to try that this week.
Okay. Well, hopefully that works out, man.
We'll see. Yeah. Nah, they did. Actually, like, all the guys that was out at the softball game, they actually did a cool thing where they started a GoFundMe for me.
That's really nice of them.
Yeah.
Because our healthcare system is dog shit.
It is crazy bad.
How much, if you don't mind me asking, how much was the hospital?
I mean, we'll see. I ain't got that yet.
They didn't get the ambulance, right? They Ubered you?
No. I went there. Just in an attempt to get health insurance has already costed $1,200. And so Tuesday they told me they don't think I need surgery. So that,
that's helpful.
I don't know how much this is going to cost. But, I mean, I talked to somebody a couple weeks ago who, like, had a broken thumb last year.
Yeah.
And, I mean, she said she ain't paying this shit, but she said that shit came out to $15,000
for a broken thumb.
For a broken thumb. Like, how the fuck is people supposed to do that?
I don't know, man. I don't. If it wasn't for stand-up comedy, there's a piece of me that'd be like, I'm gonna leave. Fuck this. I'm gonna go somewhere, but I don't even know where to go.
Yeah.
You know, like, I hear England's bad too. Some shit's going on. I know their queen's dead. But other than, like, I he's gonna get dour, but I don't ever want to have kids. I don't think.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what the fuck the future holds.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the only way you can really have kids is if you do have, like, fuck you money.
Yeah. I watched a video of a guy who came home with his newborn with his bill and was like, so here's how much it costs to have a baby. It was like 15,000, not 15,000, 1,500? No, I think it was like 15,000.
Probably like $20,000,
like,
yeah.
To birth a human.
Yeah.
It's like, I keep hearing people be like, no, we need to have more kids, and then they're getting rid of abortion. It's like, it's crazy. I don't know, man.
No, everything costs, like, shit, you can walk into a gas station right now and just attempt to buy, like, a fucking Gatorade and a bag of chips, and that shit is like $6-7. It's like, hold up. What? Like,
I saw.
How the fuck does Gatorade and a bag of chips cost $7?
Right.
Like, ain't no way. Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then you apply for jobs and everybody's trying to pay you like $17 an hour. It's like, this shit don't add up.
Yeah.
Like,
would it have been cheaper to stay in Georgia? Like, would you be able to?
Yeah.
Okay. See, and that's the. Not to say I want to shit on Georgia, I've never been, but all the cool places cost so much more. I can't fathom New York.
Yeah.
I got a buddy who moved out there from California. He lives in a van, which is how he cuts costs. But like the winter, just basic comfort. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was like pointless to go to a grocery store in New York. Like you could get a day, maybe 2 days worth of food, $80.
Oh God. I'm stressing myself out right now.
Yeah. No, there's no. Yeah, the amount that shit costs, like, I mean, shit, Rovan has been doing a joke for a little while about how fucking $5 box at White Castle is $10. Like,
Yeah.
it's like this used to be a $5 box, and now it's $10. Like, that's double. Like,
crazy.
Yeah.
How did you meet Ravon? How long you known him?
He was one of the first people I met when I moved to Chicago the
Nice.
first time.
Nice. And you guys are close?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's someone I want to talk to as well. He seems.
Oh yeah. Nah,
I don't know how to navigate him.
Nah, that's a character.
Yeah. I know him and Emily are very close.
Yeah, yeah. We met her like a little while after. Me and her vibed immediately. I just said we vibed. Yeah. But we just being from the South, like and, like just picking up on the accent and shit.
That's a thing. I get it now. I get the like when I meet someone from California,
Right.
I'm like, oh, you get me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, so yeah, her being from Louisville, it was just like, oh shit.
Yeah. I'll have to talk to those people. I have one more question before I leave you alone. You ready? All right. This got intense. You look intense.
All right.
Okay. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And if you could say something to your future self right now, what would you say? So let's say you listen back to this in 5 years. What would you say?
Start emailing some of these people, and
Some of these people?
yeah,
Who?
some motherfuckers who run shows and places to go on the road and stuff. Yeah, I mean, as a lot of my failure as a comedian has just been lack of ambition.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you think if you were like regularly prescribed Ritalin, that wouldn't be as much of an issue?
Ooh, is that like Adderall?
Yeah, or my fault. Adderall, my fault. I don't know the.
Yeah, I think I was more ambitious when I was taking Adderall a little more regularly.
See, then I was about to be like, we should see a doctor and then talk to the doctor, see if you're. But then the healthcare thing comes into play. Mm-hmm. But that might actually be. I mean, I'm no psychiatrist, but that might actually be helpful for you. Like if it really is a motivation thing, because you're so funny and you're likable, you're nice, you're reasonable. And it really does sound like it's just like I don't know if work ethic is the right word, but
no, it's definitely a lack of work ethic.
Do you, when that, okay, let's say the feeling of like, oh, I should reach out hits, what do you end up doing? You just sit?
I mean, I've been around here long enough that to me, anybody who does run a show does know me.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, well, I mean, if you just ask, I'll do it. Like,
right.
It ain't.
So you want them to hit you up?
I mean, it ain't like I need, like, it's just like, why on earth would I send you a clip? Like, you already done seen me a million times. Like, you always know what I do. Like, it seems like pointless. Like,
I get you.
But I ain't never ran a show though before either. So
from my experience of it, it's a lot. It's like, so in running shows, there's so much stuff going on. You don't think about people. Like you think about the last person you saw.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
or who bothers you.
Right.
Not bothers you, but like who just is like, hey, just so you know, I'm still here, ready to go do the thing. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, man, I hope that gets straightened out. I hope all of the shit gets straightened out.
Yeah, this will be fun in a few weeks.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Well, that's good. And I'm interested to see what happens in 5 years because I plan on being here, and I don't think you want to move to New York or L.A.
No, and it's not necessary.
Right.
It used to be.
Yeah, but I think, especially with the pandemic, I think it's flattened everything out.
Yeah. I mean, people was leaving New York to go to fucking Austin, Texas. Yeah. I mean, what the fuck is Austin, Texas? Like
Joe Rogan.
Chicago's way bigger than Austin, Texas.
Agreed.
And just in my time in New York, I would say the comedy was better like here.
That's what I hear as well. All right. I think Chicago is just slept on too much, but I mean, I love it out here, so it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You ready to take this picture?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.